Hello everyone, my name is Gabriela Suchaki and today I am gonna talk about a little bit about the lesson plan that I have prepared for my 6th grade ELA students. It is based on a book Amina's Voice by Hannah Khan, and the title of my lesson is Walking in Amina's Shoes. This lesson should take 45 minutes. This presentation that I'm showing, I would actually show it to my students as we're going through this lesson, but let me give you a few more details before we get there. So the content that the standards that I picked for the content are key ideas and details, cite textual evidence to support analysis of what the text says explicitly as well as inferences drawn from the text. And then I have one more key ideas and details. Determine a theme or a central idea of a text and how it's conveyed through particular details. Provide a summary of the text distinct from a personal opinions or judgments. The outcomes are students should be able to make inferences about Amina's perspectives, feelings, experiences, and support their analysis with textual evidence after reading selected text passages from Amina's voice and engaging in a class discussion with the rating of meet expectation and the text annotation. Second one is the student should be able to determine the theme of identity and cultural belonging and explain how it's shown through details in Amina's voice after reading and discussing selected passages from the book with the rating of meet expectations and text annotation. So my I can statements were I can infer about Amina's thoughts, feelings, and experiences and support my ideas with evidence from the selected text. I can identify the theme of identity and belonging and explain how details from the story showed that theme. So, pre-instruction assessment, I had expectations, key prior knowledge of experience for this lesson. Students should be able to identify evidence from a text. Students should have a previous experience making inferences based on clues and supporting evidence. Students should know the difference between the theme and the topic. Then I have a key social emotional skills for this lesson. Students should be able to follow classroom rules and expectations to work as a group. Students should respectfully listen to their classmate ideas and thoughts. How do I know most students have this prior knowledge? Students have previously practiced identifying evidence during a reading lessons. Students have engaged in classroom discussions about theme and a character development in previous lessons. Students have been reading Amina's voice and understand the main characters, the setting, and the events happening throughout the novel. How would I give extra support and differentiate this lesson? The teacher will model how to make inferences and print out and point out the evidence from the text before working independently. Students will have opportunity to talk with a partner and share ideas before their independent work. The teacher will provide sentence starters and open-ended questions to help support students explain their thoughts and ideas. Uh, Acceleration challenge. Students can compare Amina's experience with another character in a novel and show how they face the challenges related to their identity, or students can make connections between the book and their life experiences. For the fast finisher, students can continue to read the book independently. Students can write a paragraph explaining how specific examples in the novels can help them understand the challenges of belonging to more than one cultures. Students can find sections in a reading that supports the novel's lesson and explain why is it important. So the book is Amina's voice. So let's get to it. My anticipatory set is called Who Am I? I would present this on a smartboard, and students would be encouraging just pick one label that describes them. They have some examples, they can pick one, and then they explain why they picked that one label. So this would activate a prior knowledge where Student can think of what makes a person's identity and how family cultures shapes them, who they are. The teacher can ask students to share traditions, what they practice with their families. Um, this will get a student's interest. And I would also present an essential question on the board. How can someone stay true to themselves while balancing expectations of different cultures? And also, I can ask the students to think about a time when they felt pressured in and felt they need to change in order to fit in. So this is my I can statements. After today's lesson, I can infer about Amina's thoughts, feelings, and experiences and support my ideas with the evidence from the selected text. I can identify the theme of identity and belonging and explain how details from the story show the theme. This is the book. Before I give them the passages, I want to make sure they understand if they come through this vocabulary words. So I would explain those vocabulary words. Some of them are heritage, culture, Muslim, mosque, Quran, identity, tradition, inference, textual evidence, theme, and collaborate. So let's begin. This is my I do. I will have every student will have this handout. I will read this first, and then I will start picking out the quotes. So the first one is, I just let them say my name any way they want. And then I would be like thinking out loud, well, this quote kind of this makes me think that Amina feels uncomfortable correcting people when they mispronounce her name. Um, she still wants to be true to herself, but there is a thing where a lot of, I notice some EL students struggle where their name is not as easy as pronounced as it should be. And I believe that on a side note, that every teacher should practice and do their best to pronounce and say their name correctly, because the name is a part of their identity as who they are. So even another one that is explaining it, the neighbor with a creepy cat still calls me Amelia after living next door for 5 years. And this is gonna be same thing. What is she experiencing? People might have a hard time saying her name incorrectly. Um, and I would model this whole. I would pick out, highlight all the quotes. After that, uh, I would say that this makes me think that Amina's identity is important to her, but she's trying to balance who she is and also trying to fit in. Um, I would say to students to think about why she chooses not to correct people when they say her name wrong first. Could it be because she feels embarrassed? She doesn't want the attention. Um, so then after this, um, I would explain for as a we do. And then here I have wonder, why do I think Amina chooses not to correct people? Then I have a we do. And this one is focusing on the same on a different passage. I would have provided a passage. We also have it in a book. If somebody wants to think, I would give an instruction. Read and annotate the passage, identify the evidence from the text, make inferences about Amina's thoughts and feelings, discuss your ideas with your partner, explain how evidence connects with the theme, and identity, staying true to yourself. So again, we would go over what is the inference, what is the textual evidence, how this passage relates to identity and belonging. And I would pair them, the students, with the student next to them. They would work together. They can read paragraph by paragraph, or choose who wants to read, who doesn't, make sure it's all equal, and listening to, I would make sure that they listen to each other respectfully and sharing the ideas and their thoughts. And after that, we would go over who got what ideas, what quotes, and how it went. Then I would say, are there any more questions? Is anybody confused? Is there misunderstanding going on? Then I would explain, you do this would be independent work. How is Amina's feeling trying to fit it with her friends? Students would have around 10 minutes to complete. Of course, if somebody needs additional few more minutes, I would give them that. They would be encouraged to read the passage once. After that, they would be highlighting at least 2 pieces of evidence to think about how Amina is feeling, write an inference about Amina's feeling, and explain how the evidence support their inference, After that, we would have a closure. I would say, do you think Amina should tell Sojin, her best friend, how she feels about her relationship with Emily? Based on the passages we have read today, do you think Amina is struggling to stay true to herself? Or what advice would you give Amina about balancing her identity, friendships, and cultural experiences? We would just close this lesson up and talk about a little bit more. After that, I would say great work today. Today, we have practiced making inferences, finding textual evidence, and thinking deeply about how Amina feels. Thank you for your attention.